The terrifying last minutes of Gloria and her dog. Florida is often viewed as a dream retirement destination, with its balmy weather, breathtaking beaches, and communities designed specifically for active adults. The state is a magnet for retirees looking for peace, sunshine, and affordable living. But paradise can sometimes hide lurking dangers. Even in these seemingly tranquil surroundings, tragedy can strike with little to no warning. This is the chilling and heartbreaking story of Gloria Surge, an 85-year-old grandmother who found herself in a nightmare no one could have predicted. Welcome to Nature's Last Call, the channel where the planet's wildest mysteries meet hard science and urgent truth. In today's episode, we uncover a terrifying and heartbreaking story from the quiet heart of Florida's retirement communities, a tragic real-life moment that reminds us nature is never truly tame. But before we dive in, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the wild stories we uncover every week. Now brace yourself, because this one is haunting. Gloria had lived for over 20 years in the Spanish Lakes Fairways community, located in Fort Pierce, the county seat of St. Lucie County. Like many of her neighbors, she had embraced the peaceful rhythms of retirement life. Her daily routine was simple and full of little joys. Chief among them was her daily walk with her beloved dog, a small black and white Shih Tzu named Trooper. Gloria, a widow, lived alone with Trooper. Her children were grown, and though she had grandchildren, they lived away. Trooper wasn't just a pet. He was her companion, her friend, and her family. A routine walk turns deadly. It was around noon on February 20, 2023, when Gloria stepped out for what should have been an uneventful walk with Trooper. The sun was shining. The air was warm and calm. Trooper, full of energy and excitement, trotted alongside her as they made their way around the familiar paths of their community. Eventually, they found themselves approaching one of the lakes scattered throughout the area. These lakes, interconnected and serene, added to the beauty of the neighborhood. Residents were used to seeing the occasional alligator basking on the shores or slipping silently into the water. It was an accepted part of life in Florida. Over the years, the presence of these reptiles had become so normalized that residents even gave them nicknames. One particularly large alligator had been affectionately dubbed Henry by the community. People assumed the creatures were mostly harmless unless provoked. Most of the time, they lay still under the sun, sluggish and uninterested in human activity. That afternoon, as Gloria allowed Trooper to sniff around near the edge of the water, she stood still, possibly lost in thought. She may have been gazing across the lake or simply enjoying the quiet moment. Trooper seemed captivated by a smell or sound only he could detect. Neither of them noticed the faint ripples in the water that signaled something lurking below. The silent approach. Unbeknownst to Gloria, a large alligator had spotted Trooper and begun its deadly approach. Its movements were swift and calculated, gliding silently just beneath the lake's surface. These ancient predators are masters of ambush, capable of sudden bursts of speed. The small ripples it created were barely noticeable. Gloria, unaware of the immediate danger, remained still. Then, in a split second, chaos erupted. The alligator burst out of the water with astonishing force, aiming directly for Trooper. The calm afternoon was shattered. Trooper reacted instantly, barking and darting to escape. Gloria, shocked and terrified, stumbled and fell to the ground. Despite her age and the shock of the moment, she did what any loving pet owner would do. She acted to protect her dog. Summoning all her strength and instinct, Gloria managed to shove Trooper out of harm's way. Her act of bravery and love saved the little dog's life, but it came at a devastating cost. With its initial target out of reach, the alligator turned its focus to Gloria. It lunged forward again, this time catching her leg in its powerful jaws. Before she could cry out for help, the massive reptile began to drag her toward the water. A neighbor's helpless witness, Carol Thomas, a 76-year-old neighbor, heard the commotion from her nearby home. The noises were strange and unsettling. thrashing, barking, shouting. Curious and concerned, she walked toward the sounds, never expecting the horrific scene that awaited her. When she arrived, she saw Gloria being pulled into the lake by the alligator. It was a moment that would stay with her forever. Shocked but determined to help, Carol called 911 immediately. As she spoke to the emergency operator, she saw Gloria resurface for just a moment. Desperate to give her a chance, Carol shouted for her to swim toward an overturned paddleboat nearby. But it was too late. The alligator's grip tightened, and within seconds, Gloria was pulled under again, this time for good. Carol's voice broke on the phone. "I think she's gone. Oh my God," she said to the 911 dispatcher. The minutes dragged on in anguish. Help was on the way, but it wouldn't arrive in time. The hunt for the alligator. When authorities arrived, they quickly contacted a licensed alligator trapper to retrieve the animal. Robert Lilly, the trapper who responded, described the process as a serious struggle. "It was definitely a fight," he later told reporters. "We snagged him on the bottom. He never surfaced. He stayed down the whole time." Using multiple hooks and a hard line, they eventually managed to bring the massive alligator to the surface. Once captured, it was euthanized. The danger had passed, but the trauma remained. Gloria's body was recovered, confirming what Carol had feared all along. In the days following the attack, Gloria Serge's family declined to speak to the media. Grief weighed heavily over the Spanish Lakes Fairways community. Many residents knew Gloria, had walked their dogs alongside her, or shared polite greetings in the sunshine. Carol Thomas later shared that she had spoken with some of Gloria's friends who were heartbroken by the loss. "It's just horrible, horrible," she said. Her friends are devastated. A stark reminder of Florida's wild side. Florida is home to an estimated 1.3 million alligators. These reptiles have lived in the state's freshwater ecosystems for millions of years. Ponds, lakes, canals, and even storm drains can serve as habitats. While most people are aware of their presence, it's easy to grow complacent, especially when nothing has happened for years. Attacks, though rare, do happen. Gloria Serge's death was the third fatal alligator attack in Florida since July 2022. According to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, there were only 26 fatal alligator attacks in the state between 1948 and 2021. The agency also reports that Florida averages about 8 unprovoked bites per year that require medical treatment. While the statistics show that serious encounters are relatively uncommon, they still underscore the reality that humans and wildlife often live side by side in this unique environment. After Gloria's death, 3 more alligators were removed from the Spanish Lakes Fairways area. It's not clear whether these gators came from the same lake where the tragedy occurred, but the lakes are connected, making it easy for the animals to travel between them. A community on alert. Jay Mandelker, the president of the Spanish Lakes Fairways Homeowners Association, issued a sobering reminder in the aftermath of the tragedy. If you're walking by a lake, a pond, anywhere in Florida, understand this is Florida. There could be alligators, so do not walk against the edges of any pond or lake. Stay a safe distance away. For many in the community, Gloria's death was a wake-up call. Walkers became more cautious. Pet owners were reminded to keep their dogs on a short leash and away from the water's edge. Some residents who had once found charm in the occasional sighting of a sunbathing gator began to look at the lakes with unease. The calm had been broken. The presence of predators once viewed as passive was now seen through a much more realistic and fearful lens. Gloria Serge's story is not just a tale of horror and loss. It is also a powerful reminder of love and bravery. In her final moments, she didn't hesitate. She acted with selflessness and courage, saving the life of the little companion who meant the world to her. It's a heartbreaking end to a peaceful life, one that left a scar on an entire community, and a warning for others who share space with nature's wild side. If this tragic story of Gloria and her dog resonated with you, it serves as a powerful reminder of the delicate balance between human life and nature's wild inhabitants. It highlights the need for awareness and respect when living close to wildlife, especially in places like Florida where humans and alligators coexist. Sharing this story can help others understand the risks and promote safer practices around natural habitats. Please like, share, and comment to spread awareness about wildlife safety and conservation. And be sure to subscribe for more in-depth stories exploring the complex relationship between people and the natural world.